Yo guys, welcome to the Babblemouth podcast. I know, you've been waiting months and months and months for me to say this again because this is the number one podcast in America. I have the stats to prove it. I'm also joking, obviously, so don't take that too seriously, alright gamers? Anyway, I know, it's been quite a long time since I made one of these podcasts, and there's a reason for that. We can actually, you know what? Let's go into it a little bit. I want this podcast to be decently long. So, basically, my last episode, I did it with one of my old friends that, for the sake of not going into too deep into detail, I no longer speak with him because of things. We're not going to go too deep into it. But that person that was there, I no longer speak to them. Even if I wanted to, I physically couldn't because of how what's happened. But yeah, honestly don't know where they even are. If you know who it is, just go back and listen to the last episode. If you know who it is, you know who it is. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't matter. And this segment is completely irrelevant if you don't know who it is. But that person I don't talk to anymore. So I made that podcast with them. That podcast, we're going to go into it a little later, but that episode actually did like 4 times better than all of the other ones. And I don't know why. Because all we did was talk about The Last of Us 2 and how women were strong and everything. We had this running joke throughout the entire thing about how women were so strong and everything. It's funny. Because if you played The Last of Us 2, you get the joke. But, so yeah, something happened with him, and then I just didn't want to continue it anymore because of that. So, and now here we are. And then it's not even really fully that, but that was definitely one of the reasons why I never continued it. But now I'm back to doing it solo again. I mean, maybe we'll have a guest here and there, but I'm going to try to do it solo, right? Because it's easier because you don't have to rely on anyone else. You kind of just, when you're ready to do it, you can just go. You don't have to wait for anyone. And it's just way better. It truly is. But I did want to go over some episode rankings because while I was gone, oh my god, excuse me. While I was gone, right, Anchor added an episode rankings tab, and it shows you where your episodes rank in terms of number 1 to your most popular episode to your least popular episode. So I wanted to go over this because I thought this was really interesting. So my most popular episode is the last one that I made, episode 16, Women Are Strong. So this episode has almost 3 times more than the last one, than the second place. So this one has 72, I guess, plays or listens or whatever they call it. This one has 72 listens. The next one is episode 13. So it goes from episode 16 to episode 13. With 13 has 25 plays. And then the third most popular episode that I have is Cool Me's episode 8, with 21 plays. Episode 6 with 20 plays. And then that's just pretty much all of those have 20 plays for a while. But my least popular episode, the fucking bottom of the barrel episode for me, is episode 14, The Podcast Returns. So when I returned, previous to this return, is my least popular episode. So let's not let this be the most let's make this episode the most popular one. So let's listen to the whole thing. Let's get that algorithm. I don't know how Anchor's algorithm works, but I'm assuming if you listen to the whole thing, it will boost it up the ranking. So let's listen to it. You know, let's get that good audience retention. We're talking about gaming today, boys. Destiny 2 specifically. We're going to get into that a little later, but we are going to game. We are gaming. But we got some other things as well. Another thing is my Urban Legends series. Episode 1 and 2 are my 4th and 5th. No. They're my 3rd and 4th least popular episodes. So, what I'm going to be doing with that is we're going to leave those. I might Me might get rid of them. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might get rid of the Urban Legends series, but I did have an idea for spicing up the podcast a little bit. Right? Is adding segments, and I was thinking, if one of the segments for the episodes was I read an Urban Legends story and then we can talk about it and everything. And I have some other segment ideas we're not going to go into currently, but throughout the episodes, we'll introduce new ones and then we'll see which ones work and which ones don't. But I don't have an urban legend for today, so this is really just an idea as of right now. So in the next episode, I will come with an urban legend. We'll read it, talk about it, and that'll be that. And then throughout the episodes, I'll keep coming up with ideas, and then eventually we'll be like, okay, that's a segment idea, and that's a segment idea. We'll get 2 segment ideas, and we'll just run with that. And the other thing I did want to go over is a lot of podcasts like to do seasons, and I'm just saying, it makes no fucking sense to do a season for a podcast. I'm just saying, if it's structured like that, sure, but I feel like it's a fucking podcast. Why do you need to have it episodically into a season? Like let's not do that. Just, if you're gonna take a break for a little bit, let's say you make 10 episodes, you're gonna take a break, then just come back at episode 11 to 20. Like, why need you make a season 2 or 3 or 4? Like, I don't get it. So I'm not gonna do that. If you want to do that with your podcast, and you fucking go for it, bud. But I ain't doing that. Just so you guys know, I ain't doing fucking seasons. The other thing that I noticed, though, when I came back to Anchor, is they're allowing people on Spotify to post video podcasts. So I was thinking, maybe every 5-10 episodes or so, let's say the 20th episode. So this is episode 17 right now. So let's say in the 20th episode, it'll be a video podcast on Spotify. I don't think anyone else even does video podcasts except YouTube, I guess, but that's not really a podcast platform. So I was thinking, let's do every 5. I think every 5 episodes for a video podcast would be pretty spicy. I ain't gonna cap. So that's what we're gonna do. Every 5 episodes, it'll be a video podcast. How's that sound? I'm just saying. I think it'd be pretty good. People like seeing the actual podcaster, you know. So, I don't know. Leave your opinions on my Twitter at ImNexusss. That's ImNexusss. 3 S's. Don't miss it. At ImNexusss. That's on every social media as well. As long as I have that social media, which is mainly Twitter that I use. But I also have a TikTok, which I don't really use anymore. And I have an Instagram, which I don't really use anymore as well. So yeah, don't use those 2. Just use Twitter if you want to talk to me. Tweet at me. Come to my Twitch, which we're also going to get into in a second, because some possible things are happening with that. But like I said, we are going to be talking about Destiny 2 today. And I wanted, since it's been so long since we've done an episode, I'm going to be talking about Destiny Season 16 and Season 17, which is the current season. So let's just do a quick overview, since the Season 16 is also the launch of Witch Queen, the fucking biggest DLC that they've ever done. Debatable. Definitely, it probably is, because they added a new region, new planet, or whatever, the Throne World. They took away a lot, but they added a lot as well. So, they added the Throne World. This is what I'll say about the Throne World, right? I think the lost sectors on the Throne World, in terms of farming them for exotics, are fucking dog shit. They are annoying, most of them. Like, there's, what's it called? I think it's called Extraction. There's like a fucking section where you have to get on plates. It's fucking dog shit, right? Here's the thing about this season. Season 17's lost sectors is the EDZ is part of the rotation, and those bitches can be farmed in like 1 fucking minute, 1-2 minutes, 3 minutes tops. You can farm those exotics like they're fucking nothing, or you just can farm cores and fucking everything. You can farm the fuck out of these bad boys. But back to Season 16. The Throne World, the last sectors are dog shit. This is the thing, though. The campaign, I did the Legend campaign on my Warlock first. And I did it solo as well. I did it solo on my Hunter and on my Warlock. Warlock first, Hunter second. And then the Titan, I did Legend campaign as well, but I did it with 2 others. So it was triple, which, if you didn't know, the more people you have, the harder it becomes. So just because solo doesn't feel like it's that bad, play it with 3 people, it's going to be feeling like a GM, I tell you what. Because those bitches, they hurt. And the thing is, since it's in contest mode permanently, you're always going to get shit on. So it's capped at, I think, 15. Well, it's whatever light that mission's at. I think it goes from 1490 up to 1530 throughout the entire thing. I could be wrong there. It's something like that. But the campaign was... I really enjoyed the campaign. You know, the weapons are interesting. I don't really use any of the new weapons from the Season 16 weapons or even the Witch Queen weapons. I don't use any of them, I don't think. The exotic was the worm launcher, which I don't remember the name of it. Parasite, was it called, right? Parasite. And yeah, I don't use that shit. I mean, I don't think really anyone does. You don't see many people using the season 16 weapons, that is, which is the what are they called? The fucking, forget what they're called, but the psyops weapons, we'll call them. So the psyops weapons are, the pulse rifle at least is extremely good inside PvP. If you play trials or just regular control quick play shit, that thing is a fucking beam and a half. Like, it'll fuck you. That thing can fucking bake a cake and fuck your sister at the same time. I'm just saying, like, holy fuck, that thing is a laser beam and a half. God damn, son. I forgot what it's called, but the fucking psyops pulse rifle. They added weapon crafting. I totally forgot about that. Which, speaking of all you Season 17 opulent weapon farmers, I got 2 red border Ostringers back to back. Yeah, I now have the ability to craft the Ostringer, and I already did. I leveled it to level 13, I believe, today. And I put on full bore, high cal rounds, Eye of the Storm, and then Rangefinder. Rangefinder is enhanced. I haven't enhanced the Eye of Storm yet because you have to be level 16, and I just couldn't be bothered to farm sure or cheat anymore with the hand cannon. That shit was so boring. So I just stopped. I will probably finish it off because as of recent, I have become extremely addicted to Trials of Osiris, aka Trials of Saint 14, which it really is. But yeah, I farmed this past weekend, which is the weekend of, what it was, it would have been the weekend of 6/14/2022. That weekend, which was actually 6/17, so 17th, the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th of June 2022. It was Trials Capture the Flag bullshit, whatever it was called, I don't remember. But it was the Trials where you have to cap the flag or you kill all of them. And it was on Convergence, which isn't a terrible map. I honestly enjoyed Trials on that map. When it's not that mode, it's not great, I don't think. I know that map on Control is awful, because for some reason, when you're looking at the waterfall, their name just doesn't pop up, so you can kind of hide at the waterfall for like a brief second and get some easy shots off. Because like if you peek the waterfall and you're like at the cube, and let's say I'm at the cube and I peek the waterfall and there's someone at the waterfall, you won't see their name, but you will see their body. So for a brief second, you won't know if someone's there or not until either you are like, okay, there is someone there, and you blow their fucking head off, or they shoot you and then you get into a gunfight. Which, for the most part, I feel like the meta this season, I think, is Titan lorely. which is insanely busted, by the way. If you don't know what it does, is every time you put a barricade down, it gives you a sunspot at your feet, and sunspots can give you restoration ×2 with that helmet on. Plus, if you have classy restoration on, it stacks it ×2, and that shit is you get hit by a bullet in that dome ski, I'd say by like the Austringer or just a hand cannon, and it does 70, right? You're gonna instantly heal that 70 damage. You're gonna push through your barricade, and you're gonna one-time me with your shotty melee bullshit. So that's kind of how it goes. There were some hunters with ImNexusss just spamming invis. It is what it is. That shit is pretty busted. ImNexusss, and then the Titan Loreley. I feel like the Titan shit is a little more abused. Also, fucking Witherhoard. Witherhoard is insane. Also, fighting Lion. Why the fuck? Who at Bungie thought it was a good idea to give Fighting Lion infinite ammo? That thing is so obnoxiously OP. Here's the thing. It's a fucking grenade launcher, Bungie. That bitch... Here's the thing. This is if you don't know how Fighting Lion works. Basically, you hold down the trigger, and when you want the fucking shell to explode, you release it. So you could literally launch that bitch in my face, unload it, and boom, you did like 150 damage to me. You do one shot of it, like anything, and then I'm fucking dead. And you can spam it because it's infinite ammo. Plus, if you have that mixed with the Witherhoard, and you're a fucking Titan using Loreley, like, oh my goodness. It is actually fucking obnoxious. I'm just saying. It is obnoxious. But yeah, I played a lot of Trials. And here's the thing. I'm not even a PvP. I'm not a PvP player. I'm not. But I can tell you right now. I fucking dominated throughout the entire weekend. The entire weekend I fucking dominated these kids. Because I didn't go flawless. And I could have. If I really, really wanted to, you could. It's not very hard. Because you just got to go into Discord. And go into one of the... No, sorry, excuse me. And then you have to go into one of the Discords. Go to a Destiny 2 LFG and just put... Someone can... Like, people will carry you. Because if you want the title for Flawless, which is the Trials title, then you have to carry people to the Lighthouse who have never been. And I've never been to the Lighthouse. So I don't really care to. And depending on the weapon. I feel like if it's... Like... I mean, the SMG is not in the pool anymore. The pulse rifle is not in the pool anymore, but there's a different pulse rifle that can get Desperado now, so we'll get into that a little bit later, because I do have that down in my notes. But, so, yeah, all the weapons that I would have wanted are not in the pool anymore. The hand cannon, gone. The SMG, gone. Pulse rifle, gone. The only reason I played Trials this weekend is because the added a fusion rifle. It's a... I don't even know what kind of frame it is, but, it has perpetual motion chill clip on it, and it had a decent mag and a decent barrel and a range masterwork. Chill clip and perpetual motion. Let me tell you how good this shit is in PvE. Chill clip in PvE is actually nasty. If you don't know what chill clip does, think of stasis, because it's a stasis based like perk. You hit an enemy, and it's going to spread the stasis to the other enemies. So when you kill one of them, they're all going to blow up from stasis. So it's kind of like incandescent, which is we'll get into in a second what that is, or volatile rounds where you put the volatile on them and then they'll blow up and it'll spread it and they'll just keep blowing up and all that shit. Chill clip is that, but stasis, and it's super strong on a fusion rifle, especially because fusions already do a really good amount of damage just by themselves. It's like insane. That's the only reason I did get to it. I actually played so much Trials that I reset my rank. And that's the thing is, the reason this is impressive is because I'm not a PvP player. And let me tell you, I was dominating these kids. Yeah, I reset my rank. And I think I got to rank 8 or 9 on my second way through. But I didn't really try to reset it again. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, Trials, great time. The only reason I reset my rank as well is because it was double XP for Trials that weekend. So yeah, that's the only reason we're getting so much. I was getting like 400 points a win. and I was winning pretty consistently. So we were ranking up pretty fast, getting those engrams, getting that loot. Like, it was insane. Like, also the amount of pinnacles. I mean, it's not really pinnacles. I guess they were pinnacles technically, but I'm already at the max power, so nothing is a pinnacle really anymore. But they gave me a lot of the fucking scout rifle. I just kept getting the scout rifle back to back to back to back for my pinnacle drop. Because when you're ranking the card for the first time for that, I think that week, I think it's just for the season actually. For that season, yeah, it would just be for the season. For that season, you get the pinnacles every time you get a major level up in the within the rankings. I think it's because it goes from what Guardian 1 to Heroic to Majestic. I don't know why I want to say Majestic, but you know that system. Every time you level up like 3 or 4 times, you get a pinnacle. And yeah, I did all that. You also get cores. A lot of I got the auto rifle, which is called, I fucking forgot again. I don't know why I keep forgetting these weapon names. That the auto rifle is actually really good, and I got a really good roll for the first ever one I've ever got. The first roll I got was Overflow Rampage, and I think I have a attack mag on it. I don't even know what mag. It's one of the good ones. And then an alright barrel, and then I think a range masterwork. But I do have high cal rounds on it, so that thing will flinch hella good on trials and just PvP in general, but I'm not going to use it. But I did craft a Austringer, like I said already, with the Eye of the Storm rangefinder, all that bullshit. And then I use my Time Lost Found Verdict, which has Slide Shot and 1-2 Punch, which 1-2 Punch is actually pretty good in PvP, because if you actually hit all your shot, hit all like the pellets, your melee is going to fucking kill them. Here's the thing. If you fucking hit him with a shotgun anyway, the melee will probably kill them anyway, so it kind of just works out as it's there in the background. If it works kind of thing. And the cool thing is, this in season 16 they added the Vow of the Disciple raid, and I didn't do it day one. I think we did it that weekend. No, not that weekend. It would have been that upcoming Tuesday, because the raid came out on a Saturday. So I would have done it like 2 or 3 days later on Tuesday or Wednesday. And we did get the week. We cleared it. We didn't clear it the first day. We cleared it on the second day. It took us 2 days to clear it, because we got stuck at the technically 3rd encounter. But if you count the opening as an encounter, then it was the 4th encounter. But it's the 3rd encounter, called the Upended Summit. Basically, in the encounter, you have to kill the glyph keepers, match the symbols to the door, shoot the bitches, go through, put the laser beam. We call it the nut. You put the nut in, grab the shield, and then you rinse repeat until you get to the very end. It's definitely the most annoying encounter in the raid. The first encounter, which is called Acquisition, I believe, is pretty free. Let me just say, for example, Vow the Disciple is a very good raid. I really enjoyed the raid. This is my first raid that I have done after released. This is the first time I've done a raid after it's released, and not waited forever and ever and ever. Like this one dropped, and then we did it within the first week. This is the first time I've ever done this, because back in the day when I played, I didn't really have anyone to play with. And I didn't really LFG a whole lot. So, but now I have actual people that I play with. So that's good. That's really the only reason we did it. But yeah, we did it 2 days. I didn't get the exotic that week. I think I got it 2 weeks later, because I do have it now. I think I have all the raid exotics except for Deep Stones. Like all the current raids that are out, because I have 1K Voices, I have Vex, I have the Pulse Rifle from Vow, I have Divinity. What other raids are there? There's Last Wish, 1K. Deep Stone is the rocket launcher. That's the one I don't have. Vex, Method Class is Bog. Divinity is Scribe. Garden. Sorry, Garden. I have that. And I think it's all of them, no? There's not a lot of raids. But next season, season 18, we are getting a new raid, which is awesome. I believe it's King's Fall. That's the rumor, which makes sense that it's going to be King's Fall. I mean, if it's Crota's End, that's cap. It'll definitely probably be King's Fall just because you kill one of the motherfuckers, since we just killed Savathun at least. Allegedly. We're just going to say allegedly because she could very well still be alive because her ghost did get away. We never killed the ghost. So she could very well be alive. We'll see. Also, spoiler alert, we kill Savathun. I should have said that. Yeah, we're not going to go too deep into the storyline because you should just fucking play it. If you play Destiny 2, the game is fucking free. I mean, Shadowkeep and all the DLCs aren't free. I don't know why I said Shadowkeep specifically, but yeah, the DLCs aren't free. Witch Queen isn't free. I think the Witch Queen currently is $40, but I think depending on the time of day that you're watching this, it could be on sale, but who knows. But recently, the newest piece of content that's come out recently, other than like the continuous storyline of the season, is the Duality Dungeon. And let me say, Duality Dungeon has some of the best weapons with the best perks I've ever seen. And here's the thing. Duality, this is what I'm going to say. Duality is my second favorite dungeon. And here's my first favorite. Shattered Throne. I say Shattered Throne just because it's just the OG dungeon. It's just the best one, really. You can't really say it's bad. It's not. It's just not bad. Shattered Throne is the best dungeon in the game. That's a fact. Duality is my second favorite now. Technically, I've cleared it fully from beginning to end. I think 6 or 7 times. But if you look at Dungeon Report / Raid Report, whatever the fuck, they're on like this. They're like the same thing, but like you click on whatever. If you look at Dungeon Report, I think it'll say that I've done it like 70 times, just because I did farm the final boss and I farmed the vault encounter a lot. And here's why. I farmed vault for the linear fusion. Oh my god. Let me tell you, this linear fusion has like I think 3 different god rolls, because you can get Firing Line, Vorpal, and Frenzy. Frenzy would be good for solo play. Vorpal would be good for solo play because it's just in general. And you can get Firing Line. I have a Rapid Hit Firing Line, and I have a Vorpal with Well-Rounded, I think. I just kept the Vorpal one because it's a Vorpal. It's a damage perk that's better than nothing. So you're stacking Vorpal with boss spec or Firing Line with boss spec if you're farming. I mean, if you're going to do, GMs, this season's GMs, I'd probably leave on boss spec. Just because, like, let's say, for example, Inverted Spire is going to have an arc burn to it. So that bitch is going to get fried. Just saying. Thunder Crash Titans. Yeah. You could probably almost one phase him. The Inverted Spire boss is literally going to... I'm going to farm the absolute shit out of that GM when it comes out. Which it's I think the 5th one in the rotation, because yeah, it would be. Yeah, that's the 5th one. Which is fucking unfortunate, but I hope it's double rewards on an Inverted Spire day. Because that's the only GM back in season 14, I think it was. Back in season 14 that I farmed. I farmed that fucking GM pretty heavily. Because that was when I first got Anarchy. I got Anarchy at the end of the season, though, which is really fucking unfortunate, because after that, it became irrelevant. But it's kind of back in the meta a little bit, because its damage is bugged. At least I think it still is. I don't actually fucking 100% know, to be honest with you. But back to Duality. So the grenade launcher. There's a couple returning weapons, which is the fusion rifle, the Epicurean, the Epicurean, whatever, and then the fixed odds machine gun. The fixed odds has killing tally on it, which is nice. I think I don't have one. I never kept one, at least. I should. Killing tally is an interesting perk, and if machine guns ever become meta for whatever reason, killing tally would be good. And some of the Season of the Haunted weapons have killing tally on it, like the fusion rifle, not the fusion, the fucking trace rifle has killing tally on it. And I got a lead from gold killing tally one roll today, I believe, and I fucking deleted that bitch faster than you could fucking say fuck. And it's really fucking unfortunate because that'd be a pretty good roll for GMs, especially not GMs, but like just in general, because it is a overload mod. Because you can do overload trace rifle this season, which is cool. Because when we do our corrupted GM, and I use fucking Agriceptor on corrupted is so fucking nice because of the ad clear on like the elevator, and for the final boss, the ad clearing with Aggers is so nice. But this is the thing about GMs. I feel like the mods, and that's the thing about corrupted as well. It's an arc burn as well, so that bitch is gonna get fried by the new trace rifle. No linear, but the new linear is going to fry the corrupted boss. I'm telling you right now. If you are willing to do it, you can probably kill her right then and there. But my teammates are kind of fucking bussies, I ain't gonna lie, so they probably won't, which is fine. We'll kill her when we get to the second half of the fight. But I mean, the thing is, we're not gonna farm corrupted. We're just gonna do it once for the Conqueror title, just so we can gild the bitch and get the fuck out. But some of the gems are definitely gonna be farmed, like Warden of Nothing, Inverted Spire. What else we got? I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of fucking easy ones. The Insight Terminus. That one, I probably won't farm that one. That one's annoying. It's not really, it's annoying, but I don't want to farm it. You know, it's not easily farmed because there's a lot of ads. The thing about Inverted Spire is there's not like a ton of enemies all at once, so you can kind of just fly through the champs and then just keep going kind of thing. That's why it's so easy. And it's a Red War strike, so it's fucking not really built for the current meta of the game, you could say. Back to duality. The pulse rifle is really good. That's the weapon that has Desperado, by the way. Since the messenger is gone from trials, the new pulse rifle from duality drops, and I have a perpetual motion Desperado roll, and I can tell you right now, that bitch fries inside PvP. Once you get procced on that Desperado, you like, and that bitch is fucking dead. Like, he didn't stand a fucking chance against that shit. They did nerf Desperado. It only lasts like 5 seconds. I don't know what else they did to it. It used to last a lot longer, I'm pretty sure. But they nerfed the shit out of it because Bungie, obviously. But the linear is a must get. The SMG has some really good rolls. You can get a perk called Repulsor Brace, I think it's called, Repulsor something. But basically, when you get kills with void abilities on enemies or something, you get an overshield. And if you proc volatile rounds, you can actually just have a permanent overshield for fucking ever. As you're ad clearing, like, that shit is really good. You have just an overshield forever. It's really good. I don't have a roll with it anymore, but I used to, and I'm going to get another one eventually. But I would like it to be a good roll if I kept it. I don't want just that perk. I want it to be a good roll SMG. Right now, the one I use has Feeding Frenzy and Frenzy. And Frenzy is also a really good perk on the SMG. So this are the weapons I would go for duality. I'd go for the linear, the SMG, and the pulse rifle if you want. The grenade launcher can drop with blinding nades and chill clip and auto loading. So that's definitely the god roll, is blinding, chill clip, and auto loading. And if you can get spike nades, they can switch between blinding and spike. That would be really good if you can get that. But I have a blinding, ambitious assassin, chill clip roll, which will be fine for now until we get the other one, if we ever bother to go for it. If we don't, then whatever. But yeah. But yeah, so hopefully for the future of the game, they just keep adding content consistently enough to where it doesn't die. Have moments like for like Season of the Lost, for example, where there was literal months of nothingness. That that shit sucks. But that was a season where it just so happened to have. It's just how it had to happen because COVID kind of fucked everything. So they had to push. I think Witch Queen got pushed. The release date got pushed back a little, so they had to have a 6-month season, and it just screwed everything. Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully that never happens again. Will it? Probably at some point. Maybe not 6 months again, but I'm sure there will be a long season again at some point. Because I think that's the second time that they've had to do a long season. Because I think season 11 or something was also a long one. I know there was a season that was also really long again. I don't know which one it was. I think that's true. I could also be lying. But let's hope for the best. Hope the next season's raid is really good. It's probably going to be King's Fall. Because it is confirmed that it is a Destiny 1 raid. Because they're bringing back a Destiny 1 raid. That's a fact. What's raid it is, no one fully knows. It's probably King's Fall just because Witch Queen. It makes sense that it would be King's Fall. And if it's not King's Fall, then it's probably Crota's End. It's going to be Crota's or King's Fall. It's probably King's Fall, though, because it makes more sense. It makes more sense to the way the Destiny 2 works, since a lot of people look at Crota's End as a dungeon, because it's so fucking easy or something like that. I didn't play Destiny 1, so I've seen gameplay of it, though, of how Crota's End worked and how King's Fall was and all that. So, it's probably King's Fall, though. But, to end off this podcast, I did want to talk about something involving Twitch. So, recently, Twitch, I feel like it's not even something everyone knows. But, streaming on Twitch, if you're trying to make it a full-time job, starting your stream career on Twitch is basically shooting yourself in the foot from the very beginning, because you will not. I'm not even like trying to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But starting your stream career on Twitch is actually, it's like shooting yourself in the foot, literally, because there's so many people that stream on Twitch trying to do the same thing as you, that it's like you're always going to be at the bottom of the directory. Let's say, for example, I'm streaming Fortnite. Fortnite has like 70 to 80,000 concurrent viewers most of the time throughout the entire day and night cycle. So the odds of you ever getting any attention from the thousands and thousands of people streaming in it is super low. It's literally just all luck. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I am considering, it's not 100% yet, but I'm probably going to be moving my streaming career over to my YouTube channel in the near future. Maybe not right away. We'll see what happens. But maybe within the next 2 weeks, I probably will start streaming on YouTube, just so we can build an audience. Because that's the thing, is I can't even build an audience of people to hang with. Like, I don't give a shit if you sub to me, give me bits. I don't want any of that. It's more of talking to people, having a good time. And that just does not happen on Twitch. And the thing about Twitch is I kind of killed myself when it came to that, because I kind of had an audience, but then I started playing certain things, and then I kind of lost it. Like, when I started playing Destiny, I really lost a lot of it, because I played Rust and all these other games. I had a decent audience. I had people that would come back and actually like chat, and that doesn't really happen anymore. But I don't really watch people's streams anymore. Like Cool Me, for example. I don't go. And here's the thing, because Cool Me is definitely gonna listen to this. It's not like I don't go to your stream and I just don't go to your stream and that's it. I don't go to no one's stream. I don't watch anyone's streams. It's not like I'm signaling anyone out. I don't watch anybody's. I'll pop in every once in a while. Like, I give my prime sub, I always give to Kumi. That's just how it is. But yeah. So we might be moving to YouTube gaming. It probably will happen, but we'll see. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We did talk about a lot of things, some segment ideas, urban legends, and some other things that are coming. We talked about Destiny 2, a lot of Destiny 2. We kind of went back and forth rambling about Destiny 2. We could get into more. We just could. Because Bungie is something fucking else, I tell you what. And obviously moving to YouTube gaming for streaming. And just content creation in general. I do post YouTube videos of Destiny 2 quite often. And other games. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. This has been your boy, ImNexusss. This is the Babelmouth Podcast. And I'll see you guys later.